Welcome back. It's weird starting on a there we go, loading screen. Okay, Coral Avenue. I don't know why they have such random names and everything here, but whatever. It is weird playing something with the remote and nunchuck after all these years of not having done so. Well, let's see if we can get used to playing this game again after not having played it for a week again. No, unit Squiddy, there's no point in aiming at that, you're not hitting it. Okay, how about we try to work out a way to... Like, okay, I'll still turn around and shoot things if I start shooting. I was trying to figure out a way to turn towards them. Have I fully upgraded the pie cannon yet? I don't remember. Well, it works well enough. Hi, enemies. Yeah, this thing is not so great at close quarters. It usually ends up hitting anyways, even if the projectiles don't meet exactly, which is convenient, but still. I do want to try to get as many views as I can here, so I don't want to leave anything behind. So I want to maximize my chances of getting everything there is to be had in terms of upgrades for things. Which means maneuvering in some awkward ways. I mean, it is kind of an interesting system how they give you some sprockets just for destroying an enemy. How do I destroy enemies on the left there? Did they kill themselves somehow? And then you actually have to go to where they were destroyed to pick up the rest. So you're going to get some either way, but if you want to get full credit, it takes a little bit more effort. Anyways, I appreciate when games like this don't actually require... Well, I don't really need that. I could have come back for the health chest later! Why didn't I ever listen to what the game told me? I'm always pleased by games such as this one that, man, this thing does so little damage. I don't think I've upgraded it at all, have I? Have I? But games like this on the Wii that don't actually use the pointing mechanic in any capacity, because then what I can do if I'm playing this on emulator, as I tend to do because it's just more convenient to record stuff if it's on my computer. What I can do then, do I jump down here? No? Okay. Boom! What I can do is I can just take my sensor bar, because I play this with a Wii remote. I can take my sensor bar, which doubles as a Bluetooth. I think I will actually take the chest right now. Bluetooth adapter to connect the Wii remote to. Is this one actually from the show, this one? I feel like I recognize that outro there. But I don't actually need the censoring portion of that sensor bar, because I don't need to point at anything. So what I do is I just have it sitting face down next to my computer right now. I didn't bother orienting it anyway. It's so light, it can be hard to get it to stand up, face in the right direction. I feel like I want something with more piercing power. Oh. There we go. That's what we need. Ah! Invincibility. Can those things hurt me at all? I was invincible in the air for a second, though it looked like... I don't need the health chest this time. Well, we can check up on our upgrades in a second here. Presumably after some more fighting things, right? I don't know how else that gate's gonna open. Here we go. This thing still starts out really slowly. I don't know if this thing's really that great when it's fully upgraded. It still doesn't destroy things that quickly. Now you saw how the reef lord just chews through some kinds of enemies. Triple combo? No, not quite. Darn it! That would have been really, really cool. Would indeed. I think Squidward has a pretty appropriate reaction to to getting hit by enemies in this game. It's just kind of annoying. It's not actually concerning. Sorry. I have a light in here that sometimes has some problems, and it started flicking really badly to the point where I thought it was gonna go out just a second ago. It's always interesting recording things in fun situations like this. So I guess I could have looked this up at some point. I literally have no idea what it is that the super power gauge does. I don't know what it does other than making fun music. Best rate of fire, I mean, fine. And damage. And is the only thing left to upgrade now? Just the laser after that? Okay. We'll still see if I can upgrade it. Apparently, in other cases, people manage to upgrade a bunch of stuff in this game even with multiple players, but I wonder if this game gives you more sprockets in exchange for having more players to try to make things more balanced. See, I'm not convinced of the benefits of having this grenade launching type of arrangement to begin with. Something that, a projectile that's affected by gravity. I don't see much benefits in it, and I do see that it has splash damage. I wasn't sure if I had to jump across those or not. But that means it takes so much longer to reach the destination. And these ones don't have as much splash damage as the... Yeah, in fact, does this even have splash damage? If it does, it's not much. It's nothing like the pies. Yeah, I have to wait for enemies to stop moving, basically, to actually hit them. Otherwise, like, look what's happening here. I'm just circling around them without hitting them in lots of cases. It doesn't work for that type of enemy, at least. And in terms of quickness in destroying enemies, it's pretty good, even, actually. For stationary targets, it does actually seem pretty good. And there's a bit of a startup lag to the projectile is actually starting to reach your target since there's the travel time. And of course, you have to wait for it to get going faster. In fact, if it hadn't... What's its damage right now? Is it 150% that's doing right now? So I know it'll only be another 30% damage increase, if I'm correct. If I get to 200%. That might make some difference in taking out turrets even faster. But if anything, this seems to only be useful for stationary targets like turrets. I don't really want to be switching weapons constantly, especially since there's no easy way to just choose one weapon. You have to cycle through them, and I haven't played this game long enough, nor will I have ever played it long enough to get used to cycling to the weapon of choice. Look at this is beautiful. This is just silly. Another guy just chews through smaller enemies, in spite of its low rate of fire. But I mean, it's not so bad against turrets either, you just need to be closer to them. Honestly, I think the Reflower is actually a really good weapon. And the piercing power can be nice too if you manage to get right up next to things, because you can start attacking more than one turret at once. Oh well. Kelpo. You gotta come up with something more interesting for health though. Like Kelpo, I realize it's a reference to the show, but like why are the characters in this game fueled by cereal? Hey. Whatever. It's not devastating to anything. In fact, the vast majority of enemies at this point, literally... Are there any enemies anymore that I can hit with melee? I don't know if it's even possible to hit enemies with melee anymore. This particular spot looks a bit more pretty than the rest for some reason. Maybe it's because there's actual ground that I can see that has some cool structures coming from it. Although I don't know if the other areas had that or not. Ah! Okay, this thing doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping. Yeah, it's still a nice weapon, but this thing isn't actually as great as you might think late game. There you go. The range on this is a lot better than it looks. It helps that it seems to actually act instantly, even though... Yeah, this has really good range, actually. And it's piercing. The graphic would lead you to believe that it behaves very differently than it does. And the graphical effect that it gets fired out of it. But you can start hitting stuff from really far away. If there's an actual best weapon in this game, out of everything I've tried so far, it's probably this one. I appreciate they tried to make something that was topical for a moving platform here, but it just looks so strange. Of course, the jellyfish need to be big to fit so many characters on them. But even so, I was liking the lack of things I had to ground pound on. Beautiful. Look how quick I chew through some of these. And basically as quickly as they spawn, I can destroy them. Yeah, there's that one frame trick I want to try to replicate now. Or I think if you ground pound the same frame you land on something, you ground pound instantly. Nah, I mean it's hard to tell what the collisions are precisely. Oh, enemies. And now, not many more enemies. There are lots of enemies though, granted. Jeez. I cannot go through walls, which is a little annoying. You would think that the graphical effect for this weapon is really misleading. It makes you think that it can go through walls, which it can't, and that the projectile chooses slow movement, which it's not. It's instant, as far as I can tell, or at least very fast, much faster than the little air blast that comes from it. It's kind of silly that it does so much damage when it's just air. It doesn't look like it, or even sound like it would do much. Anyways, jeez, lots of things being thrown at us now. We might be getting there though as far as upgrading weapons goes. We can at least now upgrade the bubblegum launcher to its full potential, not that I really feel that motivated to do so. It's a little hard to hit miscellaneous stuff with these though. Barrels, as I say. If you can do it, it's actually kind of cool looking because you can hit stuff from so far away. Sometimes it feels like the music kind of like falls behind what's actually happening. So we've still got nice pretty music playing. It's a nice ukulele. Like sometimes else just feels like the music forgets to change. Is music changing now? I can't quite tell. Oh, well, it changed to some other calm music. Yeah, I guess they just don't always have dramatic music come on for encounters with enemies, which is kind of weird. Some optional stuff over here. Why not? And Kelpo. There you go, fully charged. Oh, bronze. It's not really what I wanted to aim at first, Squiddy, but thank you. Let's see, do you see how far away I hit that thing from? Oh, that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to do this, which is completely useless as far as I can tell, but fun. Maybe you do slightly more damage, I don't know. It doesn't feel like you do. Still mean they don't. The any batteries you pick up while you're... Are you aggroed or not? Still mean, I think, that any batteries you pick up while... Oh, in that state are completely wasted. Anyways, we'll see what happens on the other side of this loading screen in the next episode. Bye, everyone.